welcome back to my channel. We are going to be pottering in the garden, but unfortunately, if you watched last Sunday's garden video, that was my deterioration. I was saying that I wasn't feeling well and I had a cold that I couldn't shift. Well, turns out that cold was, yep. I've never tested positive for it in my life, but it was. So this potter in the garden, it's actually my first day to go outside. So I spent probably about 5 days in bed on the couch, in bed on the couch, feeling better, feeling worse, feeling better, feeling worse. But the sun has come out. We know the healing properties of the garden. My big ton of mulch arrived. It's sitting on a pallet outside and I really want the wood off the pallet. And my farmyard poop arrived. I only got like 3 bags of it because I want to put it down in the woodland area because that's where the soil isn't amazing. So I'm hoping that by mulching it with the composted like farmyard manure that it will enrich it as it breaks down. And then I have loads of mulch. So if I can just do one little corner, rest, do another corner. I'm not going to burn myself out trying to make a video and do the garden. Everything can wait, but I did want to, I've spent the week staring at walls and TV screens because anybody who's had it, your brain kind of goes to mush. Like the symptoms of like, you know, your nose, your chest and stuff, they were actually fine. It was the extreme fatigue. And my friend has it as well. We both picked it up at the same time in the pub, you know yourself. And her mum has it. So it was nice to actually be sick with someone who was on the same days as me type thing. Anyway, it is what it is. I know loads of people just from chatting in the comments on last week's video were saying that they, you know, have been poorly. Seems everyone's dropping off flares like the moment, but it's okay. Today I'm feeling good, but I'm just going to be conscious of my energy levels because it seems like I'll feel great and I'll do something and then I'm like, fatigue. So if you two have been poorly, I'm sending you some healing. And also don't compare yourself because my friend was actually feeling okay and I was like, oh, I feel dreadful. So don't compare yourself to other people who might be sick, you know, at the same time. It is what it is. Our bodies, I mean, they all kind of do the same thing, but they all work at their own pace. So work at your own pace. That's what I'm going to do today, work at my own pace. The goal for today is mainly just to get out and get fresh air because the only fresh air I've had this week is when I went out to collect my wheelie bin off the road and bring it back in. That's the only fresh air I've had this week. So it's sunny. It's mildish. It's not as cold as what it was last week. You know me, I'd love to cut the grass, but we'll see. That could be a step too far, but let's go get the wheelbarrow and bring in my farmyard poop. Also, farmyard manure, I got like a bag, it's composted. You can't put like fresh farmyard poop on plants. You guys probably already know this. It's just too strong and it burns the plants. It has to be rotted down and composted. And also ericaceous plants, so the likes of hydrangeas and azaleas, I was reading that you don't put it on them. So I'm gonna just mulch. I have hydrangeas in pots and I never feed the soil or anything like that. And I'm like, that's why they struggled a bit last year probably. So I'm going to mulch the soil in the pots with just normal bark mulch. So I've got farmyard manure for the areas that have bad soil and then normal mulch for the other areas. So enough chats. That's what's been going on this week. Let's go to the garden. I'm after finding an egg, and it ain't a chicken's egg, but it's, I'll show it to you. This is the second time this has happened. I found one of these last year, but they were blue. There's nothing inside, but is it? So it's April now. Is that nesting season? Like, I know the birds are building, but is it a bit early for new birds? Anyway, I'll show you. Okay, so down here, Look, I hope it's not a... Oh no. It's definitely a bird's egg. Could it have fallen? There's just like a bit of goo. I feel like David Attenborough, and there was an egg. This is the kind of wildlife woodland area. I like to encourage wildlife. Hopefully a bird left the nest and this is the egg, but I don't know. Did it fall from the tree? So this is like the tree above. It's pretty wild. Not wild, well yeah, it is a bit wild. You could definitely do a bit like having a trim, but there's always nature and birds in it, so I tried to kind of just leave it. But I wonder, did someone fall from a nest that is maybe up here? I'm not too sure, but which is nature. But that is the second time I've seen that. Last year I remember, but it was much later in the season. Last year in like this corner here where the hedgehog house is, there was an empty egg and it was clean. It was a clean empty egg. It was around about August time. So yeah, I wonder what happened. This looks so much tidier. I think mulching is my new favourite thing. Also, there's a little robin dancing around. I don't know if we can see him. Oh, we can kind of see him there. Since spreading all the stuff, maybe it's bringing the worms to the top, or there's like fresh worms. But also in this bucket was some wildflower mix where birdseed had fallen in, and I just took out all the dead like birdseed that had planted on like wildflower mix. And what I'm going to do is I have some Irish wildflower mix that is for shaded and boggy kind of areas, and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to remove all the bird feeders from here because they're making random stuff grow, and I'm going to move them out like into the grass. Now in this area there is a hosta around about here that was starting to grow, like I had the little horns on it. There is a random hardy geranium which I'm just gonna leave do its thing, and this still bee is starting to come back. I thought I killed this heuchera as you can see from the dead growth around it, but it's actually coming back, so that's a win. And then we have a fern in the back which isn't as big as this one. This one's done really well, and this guy looks a bit sad, but there's new growth, so I'd say those old leaves are just gonna die off and then the new one will come up. And then around about here there was a fern, but it died last year. I don't think it's gonna come back, but we shall see. Also a hedgehog house and a hedgehog house. No hedgehogs in residence at the moment, but I have a feeling that they might be under the shed. Yeah, last year we mulched this area and it didn't upset the hedgehog. So yeah, and this little chap is doing really well. This has been like the unexpected star of the garden at the moment. It's really pretty. And I only planted one last year, and I definitely think like a second one. I need to kind of plant more in this area. What do you call it? Not underplanting, but when you plant really tightly so that weeds can't get in. But we will just let everything like grow, and I can kind of plant around it. So this area is next to kind of be tackled, and so here I have planted bulbs, some summer bulbs, and then further down is like the pond area. I need to do a good bit of planting, but I think for now I am going to mulch the soil so that at least it takes that kind of dirty look off it. I don't know, and it'll look as pretty as the space down there. And yeah, I think we'll make this look a bit nice. Also, I had a delivery, best delivery ever. I was running out of tea bags, and it's time for large bottles of Guinness, you know. These will be the cure. The cure is a large bottle of Guinness and tea bags. My friend's dad just dropped them up, so I'm like, if I can mulch this section, I will have a bottle of Guinness. My Google weather app was like drizzle, and I thought I saw a hailstone there. You know what I want to do. It's my favourite thing to do is cut the grass. But I really want to cut the grass. Google says it's a shower, but I don't trust this. I messaged Karen and she was like, yeah, there was a shower her direction. So all week and I lousy. And every time I looked out that window, I said, oh, I'll cut the grass. You can see I have a bit of leaves that I was just kind of sweeping out. The last of the leaves. Hailstones. I don't think I'll get the grass cut. Maybe tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow there was the sunshine for the whole day, Saturday. Saturday was -3 to +11. You know I live for these weather updates. And then next week, actually nice temperatures next week, 9 to 17, but a lot of rain. But I don't mind the rain because I've put down all that mulch and it rained during the week. So I'm like, it's gonna trap in all that moisture. Okay, do you know what? I'm gonna have my lunch. I'm gonna have maybe a coffee. And if the ground is really bad, I'll leave the grass till tomorrow. Sure, that'll give me something to look forward to. I need to pace myself. Sure, look, it's gonna take me 10 years to mulch the garden. Definitely ordered way too much mulch, but my neighbours love their garden and they can just borrow my wheelbarrow and they can take some. So I'll have to do the front, that's for another time. And yeah, I'll see what I have left over and then I'll just message my neighbours and be like, free mulch, work away. I can still see that robin as well. You can't see. So mulching is my new favourite thing. First of all, the mulch is lighter than soil, so lifting the wheelbarrow is like grand. And it just makes everything look tidy. Oh, like I know in my kind of winter garden videos, I felt like all I did was rake leaves, and anything debris that's kind of just left there, I just put mulch on top. It can all rot down and do its thing. But yeah, it just makes everything look tidy. I'm gonna end my video here because I think there's hailstones, and yeah, maybe I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow and cut the grass, and so I'll end it there. I hope you are all keeping well, and I'll put my garden playlist in a card here and you can check out my recent videos, and I'll see you in Thursday for Thursday's video.